welcome to the Irish in the UK. Now, about 2 years ago, Frank Kelly from Ballaghadereen in County Roscommon sadly passed away with motor neurone disease. Frank was very heavily involved with his local GAA club and was very well known as the postman in his area. Now, his brother-in-law, Finbar Holian, who owns the Ballaghadereen pub in London, arranged a big bike ride from London to Ballaghadereen to try and raise money for the Motor Neurone Disease and the Alzheimer's Society. We are going to join the story as I speak to Frank's widow, Greta Kelley, at the start of the bike ride in London. Now, Greta, of course, a very special morning for you, a sad morning as well, because your husband sadly passed away.
Yes, very, very emotional morning. We lost Frank almost 2 years ago, and this time 3 years ago we were here at the Ballaghadereen for the 25th anniversary. So it's bringing back a lot of memories from lots of points of view.
Now, of course, you're here to launch the race this morning, I believe.
Yes, so I believe, so I've been told, and it's just fantastic for me. I can't put it into words what it means to have so many people involved that have come to support us, and it just does help us along the way. It buoys us along life's journey. And my little photo that I've here this morning, if I could show it to you, it demonstrates that family is very, very important to keep us going through life, but also family stretches out much more than my immediate family or my extended family. It's the family that's around the Ballaghadereen this morning. It's the family that's all the way between here in Liverpool, and the family that's between Liverpool and Dublin and going across in the ferry, and it's the family through Kinnegad and Athlone and Roscommon and Loughlin and Ballaghadereen and County Roscommon and County Galway, and anybody who has supported us and helped make us aware of the awful disease that motor neurone disease is. And that's what we want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Pat, you've come over especially as well to support the lads, and you're going to be cycling.
I have indeed. Look, it was a great privilege to be asked to be involved with the cycle. I knew Frank personally. I would have played football with Frank. Frank was, he managed the local team, and I would have known Frank socially. And a lot of the guys that are here, there's a big crowd from Ballaghadereen, and there's people from all the counties in Ireland and a couple of lads from the States. So it's a tremendous event to be involved with.
Yeah, it's amazing how many of you have actually come over here. I know you could have taken part in the cycle from Dublin down, but you've made such a special effort to be here this morning for the launch of this race, and it means a lot to the family.
It does. I mean, you know, as Goretti said, it's about family, and it's not just the inner family, it's the community and the parish and where you live. And, you know, rural Ireland will be very much about that. So, no, I was delighted to be asked to be associated with it, and I wanted to make every effort to be here at the Ballaghadereen and to cycle the whole way back to Ballaghadereen.
You live in Ballaghadereen yourself?
Yeah, I have a business in Ballaghadereen. I have a spare shop there in Top Service Station, and there 20 years. And I grew up in Ballaghadereen, and I never had the courage to fly the nest to England. But no, I know lots of people all over the world, and I'm delighted to try and bring a lot of people and a lot of energy to this event.
Well done, and of course our very sincere condolences to you as well on the loss of your husband.
Thank you. I feel he's here with us today. He's inside on a photo inside. But could I also mention somebody who's very, very special to us at the moment, a young lad called Jason Corrigan, who lives about 2 miles across the fields from us, who is now going through his journey with motor neurone disease as well. And Jason, this is for you as well as for anybody who suffers from motor neurone disease and indeed Alzheimer's disease, and for their family members and all involved. Thank you very much.
Finbar, how on earth have you got so many people involved here this morning?
I honestly don't know. This was supposed to be about 7 or 8 lads and girls leaving here today. No fuss, just get up the road, raise some money for Motor Neurone Disease, and that was it. But then, as the word started spreading, more guys and girls started joining. Motor Neurone affects so many people. People want to get behind it. We brought in Alzheimer's because a good friend of mine died from Alzheimer's. My brother-in-law died from motor neuron disease. That's where the whole inspiration for this bike ride has come from. And that's why we're cycling to Ballaghadereen, because that's where Frank is laid to rest. The momentum that has started back in July has just come like a wave through August and September. And as we set off here today, our target of 100 grand has been smashed, and we are this morning at £121,000. It's absolutely amazing.
My goodness. Well, many congratulations to you on that. So much hard work has gone into that, Finbar.
So many people involved here that has made it so easy. As every guy and girl that's in the team, they've all done their part, and everyone has taken on jobs and chores and pushed and pushed. So it has been quite easy really to organise because you have such great people involved.
And you've had a lot of people, of course, as sponsors that supported you as well.
Fantastic. Across London, Ireland, from America, everywhere. New York has really come in behind us. So many countries have really supported us, and as I said, to get this amount of money at this stage is just amazing.
Now tell us, for our viewers at home, how they can contribute, or maybe if they'd like to donate or support you in some way.
We're on Just Giving, which is the London to Ballaghadereen bike ride, L2B bike ride, Just Giving. You can just go online there and you can donate anything from £1 to whatever you want. So it's pretty easy to get on board. Anyone in the area here can come into the Ballaghadereen and leave in a donation, fill in the donation card from there.
And of course it's a special morning here. We saw your sister here earlier on and we had a lovely chat to her, and it's special to you because your brother-in-law, as you say, sadly passed away.
It is. I'm so happy to have her here. This is the first time to be here. Frank was here for our 25th anniversary, which was only a couple of years ago, and it's quite emotional for Greta to be here, but it's fantastic, and I know Frank is with me all the way today.
And of course we can't leave without mentioning the Ballaghadereen and the beautiful pub you've got here and restaurant and everything. Lovely facilities.
I'm just a very lucky man. This is a fantastic pub with fantastic people involved here, and we've both the best customers in the world. Honestly, I'm here 28 years and it's been the best journey of my life.
Finbar, good luck. We'll be catching up with you en route, see how you're going on.
Thank you so much for your support. All the best, and thank everybody for all your support all the way through.
Bags of the best Sligo rags. We have 2 million barrels of stone. We have 3 million sides of our blind horses' hides. We have 4 million barrels of bones.
Father Gerard, you're all ready. Here we are in London. You're ready for the big day.
Yes, very excited now and eager to get going on the road. I came over especially for this ride. I've been cycling now for just over a year, involved in different triathlons, so this has been an extra challenge for me now, so I'm looking forward to it.
Now there's a lot of cyclists here this morning. You're all taking off together at the one time.
Yes, about 31 of us heading off together and about 10 support team.
It's for a wonderful cause. You're trying to raise as much money as you possibly can.
Of course, we want to raise as much as we can, because not only do these 2 diseases affect the individuals, but they also affect the wider family, and we want to provide as much care and support for those as we can.
Now I'm sure you're here with Bobby Buck this morning, great friends of course. You must have met lots of other people you know here in London this morning.
Yeah, I used to work here many years ago before I entered the priesthood. So I met a lot of friends and going to meet a lot of new people as well this week.
So you're going to make it all the way to Ballaghadereen?
I hope so, please God.
Now tell me a little bit about your parish in Westport. How are you enjoying it over there?
Very good, yeah, I'm just there now over a year, and it's going very well, thank God.
Bobby, of course, a special day for you because you're taking part, of course, in the backup team, the reserve team, whatever, but also you've got a lot of your family involved here today.
Well, it's great that Father Gerard came back, and my oldest son is riding as well. I wanted my youngest son to go on the bike, but he kicked at the last minute. So I was out training last week in Portugal myself, and I used to do 3 miles every night. And I told them if any of them fell by the wayside, I could go 3 miles downhill for them.
And your daughter's here as well, supporting you this morning.
They're here to see off their brother, and of course their first cousin here, Gerard. So they came up for a bit of support.
So look, it's going to be a long journey now, isn't it? A long cycle from London up to Holyhead.
They're going to Liverpool first, and then they're going to be transported from Liverpool to Holyhead and then back to Dublin. But the whole trip is about 340 miles. So they have a day off on Thursday, and then on Friday they head from Dublin to Terrell's Pass, and from Terrell's Pass on Saturday to Ballaghadereen with a few stops on the way.
I'm sure there'll be great celebrations in Ballaghadereen when you arrive.
Well, I think in the last 3 months Ballaghadereen is completely transformed, and everyone knows about Ballaghadereen now, but a lot of people before never knew where it was, and they've really come out and really supported this, and they've sent over 3 or 4 young lads to cycle home with us.
Good luck to you both.
The Irish Rover.
Well, they've all had a wonderful send-off from the Ballaghadereen pub in London, and we wish them a very safe journey all the way to Ballaghadereen in County Roscommon. Now we're going to take a little break. Welcome back. Now this week we've been telling you the story about Frank Kelley, who sadly passed away with motor neurone disease. Well, a group of his friends are cycling from London to Ballaghadereen to try and raise money for the motor neurone disease and the Alzheimer's Society. Now we're going to catch up with the group as they head for Holyhead just to see how they're doing.
Will you travel down this road with me? To be. Help me see the things I long to see. Will you travel down this road with me?
Finbar, you're halfway to Holyhead at this stage. How's it all going?
It's been unbelievable so far. The team are so strong. We're working off each other, and it's just going so good. It's fantastic.
Now, the weather has been a bit unkind to you. Yesterday was a horrible wet day for you guys. You cycled through all sorts of weather. In fact, I saw that a tractor had to bring you through a road that was flooded and give you a lift.
Yeah, again, it was just seemed to be one of those things. We came to this flood. What are we going to do? And about 3 minutes later, this tractor comes down with a big bucket and he says, "Do you want to lift over?" And so there's somebody up there looking after us.
Now, the spirits are sky high here with your team this morning. The sun is shining, but everybody's in great spirits.
Everyone's zoned in, and everyone's really on the ball here. You know, it's a really tough task, and everyone just is helping each other. Support team behind us are really pushing us along. So good so far, but we've a long way to go yet.
Now, everyone that's here today, it means so much to them. Everybody's contributed in one way or another here today. And, you know, this disease is a horrible, horrible disease.
Yes, and that's why everyone is really getting behind it. We're getting the word out there. We're meeting people on the streets. They're putting money into our hand to put into the Just Giving. And we want to keep spreading that word. Just Giving, London to Ballaghadereen bike ride. Support the guys and girls, because I'll tell you, this is tough work. I'll tell you, they're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, an awful lot of miles still to go, of course, but spirits are good, you're looking well, and all is going well.
Confidence is strong now. We've really built up the momentum now, and we're definitely going to do it. There's going to be nothing that's going to come across is going to bring us down.
Great stuff. Well done. Good luck on your way.
Thank you all. Thanks for all your support as well. Okay, cheers.
Will you travel down this road with me?
Now, all those cyclists are making a wonderful effort, cycling all the way from London to Holyhead, getting the boat across to Dublin and cycling from Dublin down to Ballaghadereen in County Roscommon. Now, we're going to be in Ballaghadereen on their arrival for a wonderful reception.
Well, I got my luggage in the boot, soon I'll be freewheeling heading down that road to a county in the west.
Finbar, tell me about your experience at Crow Park.
Crow Park was just awesome. Brendy Bryan, good friend of mine, involved with GAA in London and at Crow Park for the last 30 years since I know him, and St Gabriel's Hurling Club in London organised this event, and they just opened the doors for us and treated us like kings and queens. We had a fantastic time just going around the museum and seeing great history that's there. But more importantly, we had Marie from IMNDA, Motor Neurone Disease, and we had Mark from Motor Neurone Disease Research. They're speaking, and they really brought home what our whole bike ride was about, was to raise money and get funds to these two groups to help them, one, help people, and two, find a cure for this disease, which is so horrible.
You got a great reception coming down the country, and the people of Craig's lit a bonfire for you.
It was the first of many bonfires, I have to say, from Craig's on all the way down to Castlereagh, Lough Glen, and coming into Ballaghadereen. It was fantastic. It was like a wedding, royal wedding reception, really, how people came out and just made that effort, and it was fantastic. It gave the team a huge boost. They just bounced off each other. You know, we're into our 5th day after coming over, doing 393 miles, almost 600 kilometres. It was pretty amazing feeling that you were coming into these last few towns and people were coming out waving, give us encouragement, and you know, that's what brought us home, really.
Now Finbar, you must be very proud of everyone who took part.
Just can't believe this how it's gone so well, to be honest with you, from the very start, getting the guys on board, Peter Holian, Lee McCarthy, John Gavigan, Christy and Rose Murray, Brendan Dolan, Pat Denning, John Bresnahan Bomber, you know, Joe Argue and Con Cunningham, you know, the foundation of this event, and then how it grew to over 70 people involved between bike riders, crew, support crew, everything. You know, it was just fantastic, and to hit over 200,000 is pretty awesome.
I'm all alive, and to tell the truth, I've got this lovely feeling. For tomorrow I'll awaken in the place I love the best. I'm gonna meet my friends tonight in the county of Roscommon to see your ancient abbey, Forest Park and Lough Key, to watch the boats below the bridge.
Liam, you took part in this cycle ride. Describe to me how it all went for you.
Great, it was very good. Brought a lot of people together. We were, listen, it just went really well. Everyone, a great bunch of people, everyone gelled together. It just made it so easy. You know, it really did. It was tough, a few days in London. They were tough 2 days, especially the 2nd and 3rd day. Very hard, but listen, we all just gelled together and got through it, and there's just some amazing people out there. That it was a great achievement, especially there was a few older people there. A fella came all the way from New York, Pat McHugh, Finbar O'Shea from County Clare, Con Cunningham. To see them men put the hard work and effort in, they made it easy for us. That's no word of a lie. Just seeing them, what they done, it just made it easy. That's all I can say.
Well, I'm gonna meet my friends tonight in the county of Roscommon to see your ancient abbey, Forest Park and Lough Key.
Greta, you must be so happy with the success of this bike ride.
I'm absolutely overwhelmed. Today is the Sunday. We started out last Monday morning in London, and we've had some journey since, so I am delighted.
It was a very special moment when all the bike riders went to the blessing of your husband's grave on their arrival in Ballaghadereen.
Yes, absolutely. And our good friend, Father John Doherty from Charlestown, he was there, and it was like listening to Frank and seeing Frank all over again, because they knew one another inside out. Father Doherty knew Frank since Frank was a child, and just to serve as an altar boy in Dernacartha Church.
Greta, what a great turnout here this evening. A lot of your family and friends, of course, are here to meet you as well, and that means a lot to you.
Absolutely wonderful. We kind of, in preparation, thought we might have most people to convene down at the clubhouse, and we didn't know what the street would look like or the incoming roads, but everywhere we looked it was thronged. The square was thronged with people, and it was tremendous. The energy amongst the team, the energy amongst the people who were there, just goodness, flying left, right and centre. The amount of teams that were involved in this was just incredible, and there were people who came on board even as late as last week, and I would not know them by name, I wouldn't know them to see. Bikers, marshals, the Red Cross, people like this. I'm not from Ballaghadereen originally, I'm from County Galway, so I used to always rely on Frank, my husband, to tell me who's who or what's what, and now I can't, and can't ask him, and yet I got to know so many people in this journey, and they just all wanted to help. It was tremendous.
The amount of money that's been raised so far is a great tribute to your husband Frank, to you and to all your family.
It's just going like a snowball. It's just snowballing out of this earth. It's just incredible. We're delighted, over the moon. And you know, if I was to think of Frank wouldn't really be a person that would have looked for this kind of adulation, I suppose, to some degree. He, you know, to see his face on posters, and it was a thing we had to do as a family, is to think, will we allow that to happen? Can we face seeing Frank, you know, out on the public streets or wherever? And then we came to a conclusion that at the end of the day, Frank always wanted to do good. And if this was going to do any little bit of good for anybody, whether it's a person who suffers from Alzheimer's disease or a person who suffers from motor neurone disease, and Frank would say yes to that, and that gave us the strength then to continue on our journey.
You're the best. You're better than all the rest. Oh, you're better than anyone I've ever met.
Well, what a story. What an effort put in by everybody. Over £200,000 has already been raised for the charities. And if you'd like to donate, the details are on the screen now. Now, Henry McGlade is back with us next Thursday evening at 7 o'clock with his show, and we are here with the Irish in the UK at 7:30. Until then, take care.